Biocon Biologics. We are a subsidiary of the Biocon group, and we are a fully integrated global biologics organization where we leverage the cutting-edge science, innovative technology platforms, and advanced R&D capabilities. And the main objective is that we provide the lower treatment cost for the patients globally and improve the healthcare outcome. So the vision of the organization is to become a global leader in biologics, delivering affordable access. Affordable is important for us, and to innovate and have inclusive healthcare solutions which can transform patients' life. You can see there are core values we've identified for ourselves, which is creating value through innovation and differentiation, quality through the compliance and best practices, integrity and ethical behavior, performance-driven work culture, and collaboration, teamwork, and mutual benefit. So Biocon has a legacy of around 40 years, and it has been a technology-led organization. So we started from enzymes, moved to fermentation, small molecules, then insulin, monoclonal antibodies, novel biologics, and now we are also adding vaccines to our portfolio. We are also a completely end-to-end integrated organization, which has the capability of taking products from the lab to the market. So we have product development. We can manage clinical trials, our own clinical trials, regulatory approvals. We do our entire manufacturing ourselves. We have a robust supply chain to take our products anywhere around the world. And then eventually, now we are able to commercialize our products in more than around 75 countries around the globe. There are several firsts that we have with us in the biosimilars space. So, for example, in the insulin, some of the notable ones are in 2004, we became the first company to bring insulin in India using a platform, the Pastures, then into in Japan, and then very recently in 2021 we became the first
sir, I think
yeah, we lost you. Siddharth, can you just go over this slide while we
yes, just a second. Yeah, so these are some of the landmarks that we have achieved as an organization. 2021 being the latest, our company globally, globally to commercialize interchangeable glargine in US. I think I'll have to share the same slide again. Just give me a second.
Sure.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, Siddharth, go ahead.
Anita, would you like to help me with on the technical part here, please?
Yeah, I can. I think you were in the earlier slide, Siddharth. You were in the earlier slide. Yeah, as Ankur said, we have several firsts. I think he covered a couple of firsts. 2020, we were the first company from India to commercialize biosimilar glargine in the US. This is again an insulin analog. 2021, the portfolio on the left is all about insulins and insulin analogs. 2021, we are the first company globally to commercialize or to get an interchangeability approval from US. In the US, interchangeability, you need to apply for it separately, and there are clinical trials that are designed specifically for interchangeability status. We have received the interchangeability for biosimilar glargine. There are several MABs that we have gotten approval. The first biosimilar mAb that got approved in the US and in the world was the trastuzumab biosimilar. We also were the first company globally to get the US FDA approval for biosimilar trastuzumab. 2018, we got our biosimilar pegfilgrastim approved from the US FDA. And there are several other biosimilar mAbs which are in the pipeline. So that, could you please move to the next slide? Thank you. So this actually talks about where we stand today. So we have 7 commercialized biosimilars in the global markets. This comes through our vertically integrated products as well as our partner products. So that's filgrastim, trastuzumab, bevacizumab, glargine, 100IU, aspart, adalimumab, and etanercept. From 2 years from now, we will have bevacizumab US approval done. We are already close to the approval. Similarly, aspart and adalimumab and insulin would also be approved based on the status at which it is there. Vaccines portfolio is actually through the partnership with Serum Institute. That's a collaborative initiative from Biocon Biologics. The others in the pipeline, which are as part of clinical trials, are aflibercept, ustekinumab, and denosumab. These are, again, the first one is a fusion protein, and the other 2 are mAbs. 4 years from now, we have several other programs. Pertuzumab and glargine 300IU is one of among them, and there are 7 more undisclosed programs that are in various stages in the pipeline. Next slide, please.
Just a second.
Yeah, so this just talks about where Biocon Biologics stands across other global biomanufacturing companies. We are 13th in the line, ranking through multiple criteria that many of these globally acclaimed ranking sites that put us on. Those are our capabilities. The total capability in terms of kiloliters is about 368. Could you move to the next slide, please? Yeah, so this is an overview of R&D. So we have 2 sites, one in Bangalore and one in Chennai. The one in Bangalore has about 85,000 square feet of state-of-the-art facility. Similarly, 60,000 square feet of lab space is available in Chennai R&D site, which is relatively a newer site for Biocon Biologics. Next slide, please. These are the various functions that together cohesively produce the product. Under the process sciences, we have the molecular biology unit, we have the cell culture lab. The cell culture lab is of 2 types. One is the microbial expression system, the other is a mammalian expression system. Post that, the product goes for downstream purification. Therefore, we have a downstream purification lab. And the product also gets formulated for patient administration. So that's the formulation development lab. Under the analytical sciences, we have the hardcore analytical techniques, which covers the physicochemical structural aspects of the product. We do have a biocharacterization lab, which takes care of the functional assessment of the molecule. We have the pharmacokinetic, that is bioanalytical group, which takes care of the PK assays, PK and anti-drug antibody assays in the clinical samples. And we do have a recently initiated in vitro immunogenicity, which has the capability to predict immunogenicity instead of going in for clinical trials. On the devices front, we have several devices. We have PFS, carts, vials, auto-injectors. We do have a separate function which takes care of the development of the device, assembly, verification, validation, and then we also kind of do the tech transfer to the manufacturing and QC. R&D operations is a support function which takes care of the admin, SCM, procurement, instruments, maintenance. So that's basically an engineering division of R&D. Next slide, please. this is kind of, I think I ran through the whole of this. You can perhaps skip this slide. Yeah, I think we have, the only addition on this slide I can see is the IP, which was not part of the earlier slide. We do have a large intellectual property division, which takes care of the IP rights for the company. Next slide, please. Process sciences. Yeah, I can go a little more deeper on this slide since we are an R&D function. There are some questions, or do we, Bashwati, do we stop to take questions, or do we run through the slide deck? I just have one more slide, I think, on the analytics.
No, you can finish this first.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so so what you see there right on top is the molecular biology. So as Ankur explained, we have several expression systems. We started off with Pichia pastoris for insulins. We have bacteria, other yeast, and mammalian expression systems. In mammalian expression systems, we have the most characterized Chinese hamster ovary cells, which is CHO. We also have murine cell lines, NSO, sp2/0 expression systems. Some of the products do need such murine technology, so we have that also in place. Downstream, yes, we have several different platforms for downstream purification. We also are working in R&D for continuous processing, both at upstream as well as downstream. We have a very highly experienced formulation development group, which sometimes emulates the same formulation of the innovator product, and several times we also have to look at alternate formulations. Therefore, we have screening of formulation components, ultimately leading into a new formulation. Next slide, please. These are some of the snapshots of the lab, just to give you a window into what happens in our R&D facility. Analytical sciences group, as I explained, takes care of analyzing the product at various stages. So all of these process stages I just explained do need analytical support to know whether the product is correctly developed or not. We have all the high-end techniques. During the development, it is supported by investigational tools, and then we also have high-end characterization instruments and techniques to confirm the structure function of the product, right from hydrogen deuterium exchange mass spectrometry, which is a highest resolution structural technique. Up to that, we have almost all platforms in-house. So the structure function analysis also talks about the residual risks. As the name goes, the biosimilars are similar. So wherever there are differences, that is characterized using these structure function analysis techniques, and the residual risks are supported either through the justification route or through the further optimization of the product. We have a bioanalytical assessment group, which takes care of the PK assays, the pharmacokinetic assays in the clinical samples, and also take care of the anti-drug antibodies assessment, both in phase 1 and phase 3. And we also have the newly formed in vitro immunogenicity group, which will be looking at predictive immunogenicity assays. Next slide, please.
And that should be it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amita.
This is again a window to the analytical labs that are part of both Bangalore and Chennai facility.